Paul, you rejoined the club as assistant manager. You've had multiple spells at the club previously as a player. What does it mean to come back now in a coaching position?
Everything. I mean, I remember when I was here first time and Colin Lippiott was stepping down at the end of the season, and the chairman at the time, John Gibson, asked me if I'd would think about becoming manager. Even though I was still fairly old as a player, but I went on to play for a lot more years. I wanted to continue playing, and I would have been too young and naive now, looking back, to have taken that job. So to actually get the honour and pleasure to come back to St Albans, which is a club what is right up there for me. It's like I've been dancing around the kitchen when we got the job and stuff. It's just brilliant because I know what this club means, obviously, to the supporters, and obviously the club itself. They want to push forward, and for me it's just every time I come back here there's so many great memories. I've been looking on that wall with obviously the Colin Lippiott squad, and I've had some wonderful times at this football club, and it'd be great to reenact them as assistant manager with Ian Culverhouse, obviously Gaffer and Joe.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, you had previous spells here. You've got great memories. Are there any that really sort of stand out to you? Maybe the playoff final in 2006, is that one, for example?
There's two playoffs. The first one was brilliant. We had a right good team, good squad. The one thing what we always had here was a real good dressing room, and that always helps. And obviously the second one, to get promoted on that day, was I don't think I've ever been in so much pain because I had an injury I picked up in the semi-final against Cambridge, and I was playing with one stud and one mould to get through that game. And after the final whistle, I was just delighted to get it over and done with and whip my boot off. And all the lads are celebrating. I'm just hobbling around getting my boot off. What stands out for me here more than anything is even when we was going through bad times, fans were always behind us, always behind us. And I made forever friends here. I mean, I still keep in touch with people from supporters, and I've been gone a few years, and we still catch up on, obviously, through WhatsApp or stuff like that. And it's a small world, and they still come across to Boston when we have golf days and stuff. So I know that I've cemented a place in this club, and I feel like it's cemented with me. I've been fortunate that I went back to Boston, which was obviously a massive part of my career, to go back, and we had success and really enjoyed that. And to come back here, it's just the icing on the cake. I'm just, when the gaffer said that we'd got the job, I was like obviously just delighted because I know what it means to the supporters of this football club and to obviously Lawrence and John.
Could you tell us a bit about how you first heard about getting the role and what made you want to take it? Obviously you've worked with Ian before. Is that a big part of it?
I've followed Ian. I first went in with Ian at Grantham, but I went in as goalkeeping coach, and he left, so I left as well. He then got the Kings Lynn job, and obviously asked me to become his assistant manager. And I'm a loyal person, and when Ian left Kings Lynn, I left as well, literally a couple of weeks after, because obviously I helped the club out while they got a new manager in. And then obviously he got the Kettering job, so I followed him with Kettering and obviously Boston. And then when we heard about this one and it was available, I'd spoken to Ian fondly over the years, what a wonderful club. And Ian's been here and he's played here, and he's a fairly local lad, so he knew all about it. But like, I just said, like, if we could get this gig, it would be unbelievable. And he totally agreed, and then when it came available, like we was just buzzing to get on board, get in with the lads, and we've got a good dressing room. They need help, and that's why we've got the job. And we ain't going to shirk it. We're going to get them behind. We're going to get this place rocking again, and get the good old days coming back down the park.
Yeah, well, I've read one or two comments online saying that you could be the man to restore the fight and sort of character into the team. Is that a big part of what's needed, or is it more about confidence?
There's lots of ways of looking at it. Ian's the brains, which helps. I'd say the reason why I love working with Ian, he's a great tinker and a thinker of the game, and I'm in awe of what he does and the way he sees the game, because he sees the game completely different to how he's educating me more since I've been with him, which takes some doing. And I've always been like the voice, the mental side of players. I try and get into their heads and lift them. The days of like when I was playing rollicking and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, they do come out every so often, but today's footballers don't adhere to the dinosaur age of what I used to be used to in a dressing room. But I like to work on the mental positive side, and obviously I'm a goalkeeper, so I love my goalkeepers, and it's great to have Jono and Josh and that load in with me and pushing them, and we make a good team. We bounce off each other well, and if we create that, what we try and create is an environment for the boys where they thrive, they enjoy coming into training, they enjoy playing, there's no fear. As long as they start learning to do the right things at the right times, we want them to play football, we want them to enjoy football, because ultimately that's what it's all about at the end of the day. If you're enjoying your football, you get results. Yeah,
100%. You hold the record as well for the most FA appearances by any player in the league and cup. Obviously, I mean, that's an extremely long career. Is there any experiences in there you'll be drawing upon to sort of get out the challenge, or is that a very difficult question?
No, it's the reason why I had that. I was lucky to be pretty much injury free, and if I was injured, I played on, because that's my mindset. I always wanted to play on. I enjoy football. I enjoy the passion. I enjoyed the battle, and that's all what you've got to instill in these players is enjoy it. It's not a long career. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've gone the opposite end of the spectrum, but embrace it, take the challenge, revel in it, because like now, I mean, I always said I'd never do this gig. I'd never do an assistant manager or go into football. I thought when my career's finished, but the buzz I get, it's kind of replaced what I had in the dressing room, and like you just thrive on it, and you just reinstall that to the lads. Grasp every second you can, enjoy it, and push yourself.
Yeah, and you know, you've worked with Ian in previous roles, but you've spoken a little bit about how you work together. But what about the sort of style of play that the two of you sort of hope to bring here? Is there any way in particular that you want the team to play, or is it get the result?
Well, anyone who knows Ian Culverhouse knows he likes to keep it on the deck. And all my career, pretty much, my weapon was my kicking. We launched it long, but when I got with Ian and see the way he wants to try and keep possession, obviously you have to have the players to do that. But Ian's style is always about, can we keep it on the floor? Can we play, but play forward, not sideways and backwards? Can we play an aggressive way, but can we keep possession of it? And if it's not on, then we have to rotate and come out. But don't try and force things. But like, if we can play forward. So it's an exciting brand of football. Obviously, you need players to help that and push that forward. And there's a lot of good players in this team. What we do feel, with a bit of tinkering, we can get that happening. But no, Ian's style of football, and I love it as well, because there's not worse watching a ball just getting a headache in the air. Nice to see patterns of play, and even on Tuesday there was glimpses of what's capable of the football. So that's part of why this club attracted us, is that they like to play football. It's always been at Clarence Park. Let's try and get it down and play. So that's Ian's style, our style. He's educated us, and that's the way we want this club to go forward.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of fixtures now since you guys came in, albeit tougher ones, obviously, against Boreham Wood and Maidstone. But what are your initial thoughts on the squad after these two games, and how do you see the challenges ahead?
Baptism as a fire when we first come in, wasn't it? The first 4 games, thought they did really well at the first game. After conceding, I think after 20 odd minutes, we kept our shape. And I thought for 60 minutes on Tuesday against Boreham Wood, I thought we had the better chances. You can see that they're a full-time outfit. In second half, we grew a bit tired. We had 12 minutes of madness, but we've only had 4 training sessions, 2 games. We've got to try and put a bit more structure to them. they're learning a new system, that the way what we're trying to play. So we've just got to get over the next few games, try and accumulate as many points as we can, and then we're in that little league of where we should be hoping to get results. So by that time we've implemented it, and the lads are buying in. I can see them the way that they are in and around the dressing room, and we've just got to maintain that and keep pushing and get out that bottom half of the table, and then look at next year of really kicking on.
Yeah, and obviously you were warmly welcomed back by lots of the fans. I was just wondering if you just have a little, message to them.
Can't thank them enough. As I say, I've heard that even like when I've not been here over the seasons, my name's rang out in the terraces at times, which is, look, they know as much as I know how much I love this place and how much I love them as supporters, because they gave me a great deal in my time here. And memories are wonderful things, but let's make some more. They know that what this club means for all of us, and let's just get positives, as they always have been in the past when I was here. No negatives. Keep positive. Keep pushing the boys. That's all we ask. Keep getting behind the lads. Keep pushing, and we'll have good times rocking up again.
Brilliant. Thanks, Paul. Welcome back.